That's got a net nerf overall. Wait, what the hell? Why did this... What? Why did I... That's weird. Scribs, I'm ignoring that. What's up, Proto? What's up, fanboy? Night. Good to see y'all. I was reading a couple things there. Yo, what's up, Isaias? Yeah, I'm on Twitch, man. Why are you over there on YouTube? What's up, MDZ? Connor, Viewmaster? What's going on? I wouldn't say the Switch version of MK looks bad or anything, but there's definitely a significant difference. I'll put it this way. I think the Switch version looks fine when you're just looking at the Switch version itself. But the moment you have the the PS4 and Xbox version side by side with the Switch version, it looks kind of GameCube-ish. You know what I mean? But I mean, given the form factor, it looks fine, But I would definitely not say it looks great. I would say just fine. It's serviceable. You know what I mean? Definitely a lot of lost detail and shaders. It's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Yeah, dude, I haven't went to a barber in like 6 months, 6, 7 months. Sure, maybe even longer, maybe 8 months. It's been a while since I went to a barber, man. But yeah, I've still been doing myself up, so. Yeah. Best Switch exclusive outside of Smash, Mario, and Zelda. It's not Xenoblade 2. That's for sure. Hold up. Let me look at my library. I mean, I'd say probably Splatoon, but I also don't have Splatoon, so I can't speak on the quality of that game. Although I'm sure it's fine, but yo, what's up, Tenacity? Haven't you been in here the last couple live streams, Delfino? Best exclusive is probably Tetris 99. No, real talk though, it might actually just be the Torna DLC specifically. Although I need to finish that. Not Xenoblade 2, but the Torna DLC. Let's get some tunes going in the back. Hold up. Let's get some tunes going. Yeah, I saw all the patch notes. You know who you're talking to, man? Of course, I know who got buffed and who didn't. Speaking of Torna. Yo, what's up, Briggs? How you doing, dude? Yeah, it's still impressive that they got it running on Switch, and the most important thing, you know, is the fact that they have it on 60 frames. So, you know, I can respect that, because it could look a lot better. Oh, by the way, my Unga emote, my new one anyways, got accepted. Let me see how it looks. Hopefully it doesn't look as blurry as the last one. That still looks a little blurry, but fuck it. Yo, what's up, Shotty? We do need more Xenoblade music in Smash. Not just X2, but also just Chronicles X, for sure. How do I feel about LTGs, though, for each week? I haven't been able to watch it all. I really only saw the first live stream. I've only seen bits and pieces of the other ones he's done. Appreciate it, Redneck. I think the Bucks will win the. Oh, I don't. Dude, I don't keep up with any of the sports now these days. Like, not only has my interest waned, but I also don't have the time. Shotty, appreciate the follow, dude. What are my thoughts on Etika's second breakdown? So I kind of talked about this a little on stream. I think it was like 2 streams ago. It's like the first time, okay. Oh, my bad. My bad, Shotty. I just call everyone dude. Like, you know, I don't specifically mean that as in, you know, male or guy. I just say everyone's a dude, you know what I mean? My apologies though. But when it happens multiple times like that and in such dramatic fashion, people have to realize if they truly care about someone, people have to realize how they need to properly address and handle that individual. Because when people do stuff like that, and I'm not saying like it's fake or anything like that. Like he clearly has issues. He's clearly, you know, going through things. But when people do antics like that, it's like a cry for attention. You know what I mean? And they kind of do things like that in order to just see how people react and get certain reactions out of people, right? Because if you're depressed, you're just depressed. Being depressed does not mean you go on social media, you see what I mean? And you post the types of things that he's been posting. So I just feel like, I don't know how to word it, man. Like, I don't like it's, and I kind of don't want to say what I really want to say because I don't want anyone taking it the wrong way. Like, I have no problems with Etika. You know, like I said, like, he has legitimate issues. I'm not saying he's a faker. I'm not saying he's trying to be an attention whore. I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. I honestly don't even know how to exactly word it myself, but I just feel like when that happens again, when it's obviously like a pattern type thing, the worst thing you can do for someone is to coddle them the way people have been doing. You know what I mean? People are like, oh man, like, you know, please, you know, come back, you know, you're such a great guy, you know, all this stuff. Like, people need to be telling him, like, yo, get off, you know what I mean? Don't worry about the internet, don't worry about us, get help. That's what people need to be saying and doing. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Etika's second breakdown. Yo, what's up, hero? Yeah, like I said, like, I'm not saying he doesn't have an issue, but it definitely feels like he is trying to, like, play a game almost. You know what I mean? Like I've been depressed plenty of times, but you guys would never know because, right? Like I said, being depressed does not mean that there's nothing about being depressed that encourages you or forces you to talk about it on social media like that. If you're just depressed, you're just depressed. When you specifically go on the internet and you make 10 tweets, all caps, you see what I'm saying? Like that's... Like I said, I'm not saying he doesn't have a problem, but that's not genuine. He is trying to do something specifically with that. You see what I mean? Like there's... Yeah, and I'm not saying like don't antagonize him, but at the same time, don't coddle him because that's exactly what he wants. You know what I mean? Like when people do stuff like that, it just feels like they're just trying to get to see how many people love them. You know, I want to see how many people love me. I want to see people tell me not to do it so I can feel better about myself type of deal. I just think that's detrimental to a person. But I don't want to be on that too long because that's like a negative topic. What PC do I have? I have a 1060, a Ryzen 1700 overclocked to 3.8, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, like, well, yo, what's up, Neko? What's up, Danny? How you been, man? Like, everyone I know in real life who's been depressed, like, they don't really make posts about it. A lot of people I won't even know until after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, really? You're going through all that? Damn, dude. Or, hey, man, I heard you're depressed. You know, because, like I said, when you're truly depressed and you're just really saddened and, like, you don't, there is no compulsion to do those types of dramatics on the internet. So when someone's doing those types of dramatics over the internet, you know, in public for everyone to see, I just see that as, like, a cry for attention. I'm going to upgrade probably sometime next year. I'm fine for now, though. I have not heard about the next Xbox. All I've heard about is the next PS... I was about to say the next PS4. The next PlayStation system. Yo, what's up? Aureliums? I don't think I've seen you in here. What's up? Nah, he did a bunch of Twitter posts about, like, buying a gun and shooting himself in the head and type of shit. This is the last thing I'll say about it, right? He cannot, and he better not, come back after a week or so and eat prunes when you make shits. Like... Next to the 100 tenacity. I just hope he doesn't come back. He's acting normal again. Oh, goofy Etika, silly live stream, silly tweets, yada yada. Then maybe like a month or two later, I'm gonna off myself, guys. Like, you know, and do it a third time. And then Office fans react the exact same way. He gets what he wants, comes back, rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? Like I said, his fans, if they care about him, his fans need to tell him to stay away. Stay away until you're right. They don't need to baby him. Like I said, they don't need to coddle him. Like, you know, like tell him what he needs to hear. Not in a harsh way or anything, but just like, hey man, look, you obviously need time away from the internet. Forget about us. Forget about your fans. You know, focus on you. Come back in maybe some months or even a year if you need to. But right now, you don't need to be worried about this type of thing. But instead, you have a lot of people like, you know, oh, Etika, please come back, and my life won't be the same without you. Like, those aren't the types of things you should be saying to people like that. People got to understand how the mind of a depressed individual, like, works, who's clearly, you know, clawing for attention like that. Yeah, he needs that tough love. That's what he needs, man. What's up, Chris? How you doing, dude? People on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Good, okay. I haven't seen, like, the whole threads, whatever. Bueno. I'm not reading the last part. Appreciate the Twitch follow, man. Yeah, I haven't followed the thread because Like I said, I'm just kind of over it. You know, the one instance was enough. For the first time it happened, I was like, oh man, damn. I hope Etika's okay, man. I hope he comes back and everything is good. But it's like, come on, they're like again, and so soon. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. It's just a cycle. Yeah, man. MK. Oh yeah, guys. MK11 Tuesday. Of course, I will be streaming that. I don't know what my hours are next week because I haven't got my schedule yet. I will know my schedule. What's today? Oh, today's Friday. Yo, for a second there, I thought today was Saturday, and I was like, I had work today. What the fuck? Why did no one call me? Yeah, I should be getting my schedule tomorrow. I might have Tuesday off though. Yeah, I think I'll actually have Tuesday off, so I might be able to stream MK all day, and I'm very excited for that. I'm working at this like local video game store. It's nothing corporate or big. It's kind of like a mom and pop shop, but I'm doing repairs there, repairing video game machines. I've repaired, everything from like PS4s to original Game Boys, like the original fat Game Boys. Yeah, matter of fact, there's this one repair, and I was mostly able to fix it. Let's see if I can get this focused enough. So, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but you see the lines. That's a Game Boy board on the inside, and of course that's the screen right there. You see how like over here? Oh shit, not over there. See all the lines, the two lines right there, and how there's some like yellow on the left side there, yellow lines, and then it's kind of cut up over there. After I repaired it, it looked like that after I was done. So that's the type of stuff I'm doing. Yeah. Doing cleaning systems, yellow light of deaths, trying to repair some like red lights, but those hardly ever work.
Wolfpack.
Yo, Kevin, thanks for the 10 months, man. Yo, that's crazy. In a couple more months, a lot of you guys will be at a year. Want to repair your Mac? Oh no. I don't do Apple. I do not do Apple products. Apple products are the fucking devil. They are Satan. Also, there is my adorable doggo. If this camera would fucking focus. And here's my other one I claim. That's Teddy. You're at 10 months here, resub? But yeah, mostly what we work on and get in are PS4s, PS3s, and Xbox Ones. For the most part. The sliding top one? Oh, you're talking about like the original fat? Oh no, that wasn't my monkey. Oh, you have to use it because of school? Ah, I see. Yeah, I used to work at Fry's, and for those who don't know, maybe you don't have a Fry's in your state, Fry's Electronics is basically like, think about like a Sam's Club version of Best Buy. That's kind of what Fry's Electronics is, and I worked in the service center there. I didn't want to work on the floor because I hate people. I hate dealing with people. That's one of the main things I love about my new job is for the most part, I get to just stay in the back and work on hardware. You know what I mean? If I do have to interact with people, it's just to do transactions at the cash register, but most of the time, we have another employee who is specifically designated to work the floor. You know? Holy fuck. Angel, that scared the fuck out of me, man. Yeah, I'm sorry about the desk, guys. I planned on buying another one, but money's kind of tight. I'm only working part-time. I can't work full-time because I was streaming full-time originally, and then I also am still in school. So I'm in school part-time, I'm streaming part-time, and I'm working part-time. And I'm only making minimum wage at my job as well. So appreciate that, Poison. And originally, I never ever took a job where I was making less than $10. But I didn't mind taking this job specifically because I've been at this place for like the last 5-6 years. I know the store owner. The store owner is my sponsor, so I didn't mind helping him out and getting on board. And then also I'm learning new skills. I'm learning how to repair video game machines, which previously I didn't know how to do. I only worked on laptops and computers before, but now I actually know how to work on video game hardware, so that's really dope. I can repair 3DSs, 360s, all the models of 360s, all the models of the PS3s. Wii's are actually pretty easy, replacing lasers and all that stuff. I mean, you say it's a professional job, but like I said, I'm getting minimum wage. So, I'm not complaining, though. I'm not complaining. Like I said, I'm mostly just doing it because I love the store owner. I've known him for years. He's my sponsor. He's my friend. But also, I'm learning a lot of skills that will go really good on my resume. So, it's kind of a win-win situation. I am hyped for in-game, man. I got my tickets. You don't work. I mean, it's nice not working, but then at the same time, it's like you don't have money when you want it. I was streaming full time, but the thing is that basically 99% of the contributions made to me have been through bits and subs, meaning I would have to do the whole month and a half waiting period to get my Twitch checks. I don't really get donations like that. And now that I think about it, Gamer Guy and I think like Capture Code is another guy. Those are the only ones who will really do like regular donations to me, and that's kind of it. Don't enable the neats in chat. What are the neats? Yeah, exactly, Holmes. I'm just kind of trying to build up my skill set. So I just want to be able to like work and repair on everything. I want to learn how to do TVs eventually and other stuff like that. The only things I wouldn't really care about is like freaking kitchen appliances or something like that. But as far as anything, involving a screen, I just want to know how to repair it and tinker with it. Costco Circuit City. That's another good way to put it, yeah. 45 an hour full time. God damn, I need that money. Yeah, dude, the Wii has so many screws for some reason. It's so unnecessary. It's easy. It just takes long. It's just so much. Do we take last gen for granted? I want to say we took it for granted. I feel like most people understood things were going to get worse. But then again, maybe not, considering the reception I got on that video I did a long time ago, I'm 15, I just asked my parents for money. Hey, Shotty, like, don't be in a rush to grow up. I know it sounds great being an adult, living away from your parents and stuff, and having a car, being able to go wherever you want to go, and like, yeah. Appreciate the 10, Frodo. Appreciate that, man. Adulting sucks. Like, the only time adulting is great is if you were just making mad bread, Like, not even making decent money is good enough to fully enjoy adulthood. Like, you need to have an excessive amount of money. Like, you just have so much money that you just have money kind of sitting there and you don't really know what to do with it in order to have adulthood be, like, really, really fun. But I've been a kid all my life. Like, I wish I could go back to the high school days. Oh, my God. You can't wait. Joker's already out, Legacy, right? Yeah, I bought tickets for Saturday morning. I was gonna do Thursday night, usually for like big Marvel releases like that. I like to see it day one or at least that Friday, but those seats were gone. Those seats were fucking gone, dude. But I got like an early morning. Early Saturday morning showing for Endgame. And by early morning, I mean 9:15. I got a 9:15 showing, and I did that on purpose. One, because I wanted to make sure I could get scheduled that day if my boss needs me. And then two, I don't have to deal with large crowds of people. Having a bunch of people in theater, oh my God, Captain America, no! I'm not trying to deal with all that, you know what I mean? So it's in like one of those smaller rooms in the theater that maybe has like 50 seats or some change rather than like 200 or something, you know.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, those are the days, Shotty. Enjoy them. Alabama, appreciate the 6 months, man. The only horror movie I have seen recently was this Netflix movie that was put up this month, I think. It was something black or black something. It was like Lady Black or Scarlet Black. I think it was Scarlet Black or something like that. It was decent all the way up until the end. It was one of those things where the end of the movie just ruined it, type deal. You know what I mean? No, not Bible Black. La Llorona, nah. I usually have a pretty keen eye for mediocre horror movies and ones that are actually good. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Can you still enjoy the Avengers series if you haven't seen or remembered most Marvel movies? Oh yes, Yorona. Yoro. I said Laura. Laura. I guess you can enjoy it, but if you haven't seen most of Marvel's movies, you're not going to be able to enjoy it nearly as much as you could. If you've been following it this whole time, you understand where these characters have come from, the relationship between these characters. Am I on spring break now? I'm taking flex classes right now anyways. I'm on a flex term. I'm taking 2 classes. The way I've been doing school recently for me, I'll take like 4 classes a semester. I'll do like 2 8-week courses at the beginning and then two 8-week courses at the end. So at any given time, I'm only taking 2 courses, but technically I'm taking 4 courses for that semester. See what I mean? Shazam was very fun. Shazam was a really good family movie. Yeah, you're not going to really resonate with any of the characters. If someone dies in Endgame, which I'm sure someone is, you're not going to really feel impact. So I wouldn't say you wouldn't be able to enjoy Endgame if you went and saw it, but I highly, highly recommend that you at least try to watch the major Marvel movies. Like, make sure you watch Winter Soldier. Make sure you watch all the Avengers. You should watch Spider-Man. You should probably watch... I don't think you need to watch Black Panther. Definitely need to watch Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. Do I play Toxic Games? What's Toxic Games? You gotta watch Captain Marvel, yeah. Yeah, all the movies with Infinity Stones you basically have to watch. Joker thoughts? I think Joker's good. I'm pleasantly surprised with the character. I thought he was going to be like stupid broken and dirt, but he actually requires a good amount of skill. And he's not busted. So, yeah. You know, Kong, that's something I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about if Marvel is still going to be able to ensnare our attention past the end game, you know. I think Endgame just sets the bar. Well, Infinity War just set the bar so high, and I'm sure Endgame it'll be even higher. It's just like, dang, like how do you top that? You know what I mean? I think Marvel's gonna have to go to like some way bigger enemies, like Galactus. Yeah, like they're gonna have to go like Galactus level in order to get the stakes up high again. What's up, my Jinder Chagger? Yo, what's up, champ? I'm not watching Aladdin live action, no. Yeah, Captain Marvel's okay. Anyone who says Captain Marvel is bad, like I mean, it's their opinion. They're entitled to it. But I just feel like 99% of people who say Captain Marvel is bad just don't like Leah or Leigh Breeson, whatever her name is. Fucking actress. I think it's just mostly people don't like the actress rather than they thought the movie was bad. Brie Larson, yeah. Brie Larson. I switched the L and the B. I was like, Lear Bronson. I thought it was solid. Like people said it was like a Phase 1 movie, and they said it like it was bad. I'm like, Phase 1's alright, you know. Hold on, texting a friend right now. What's my apartment number? Okay. We got literally superhero thought police in the comics. Oh, wait, really? Oh, well, I don't think that's really limited to the Captain Marvel comics. Like, Marvel's comics have gotten super, super political. Like, hella political and, like, just pandering lately. To the point where I can't even read them. I'll probably watch the Dark Phoenix movie, but not because I think I'll enjoy it. I'm just that type of guy where I will go and see most movies of the genres I'm interested in, just because I'm a movie critic, and so I would basically just watch it just to see how bad it is, because that movie looks like it's going to be really fucking bad, really bad. Yeah, like the movie could have been a lot better, and you know the movie wasn't perfect. Definitely had a lot of flaws, but it was like Captain Marvel was not a bad movie. You know, if that came out back in like 2008, 2009, people would be like, "That was really good." You know, that's great. And not that we didn't have different standards back then. It's just the fact that it came out during a phase where every other movie is like such higher stakes and there's a more established universe within that particular hero's bubble. You know what I mean? So it just didn't feel as impactful or impressive because of that. It didn't have any ties to anything else, you know. It was kind of like an out of order movie. It just feels like a movie that should have came a lot earlier. So I think that's why some people will say it's bad, simply because it was basically a prequel to everything else that's happened. That came literally the last movie before the conclusion, you know. I don't think Doom is going to be the next big bad guy. I think Doom would. I don't think he'd be on the same level as Thanos, or he'd be at the exact same level, but he probably wouldn't exceed it, unless they did one of the storylines where Doom got the Infinity Gauntlet. But if they just did the Infinity Gauntlet again, that also wouldn't be as interesting for the cinemas. You know what I mean? People would just be like, they're really doing that again? You know what I mean? They have to go to a cosmic entity. They have to go to Galactus or the Beyonder or the One Above All or some shit like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, they could have Doom, but they shouldn't make him like the big bad guy. Just have him going on with all the Galactus shit and all that stuff. Universe is gonna reset? I'm not sure, man. I don't think so. I think they've invested way too much to reset. And then if they reset, that would also mean they would get different actors and all this shit. I don't think they want to do that because I think they understand fans love these actors. They love these characters. You know what I mean? Like no one would ever accept a new, Iron Man, a new Captain America, unless it was like, Bucky or Falcon, because both of those characters have become Captain America in the comics. No one would accept, a new Black Panther, a new Doctor Strange. No one would accept that. they're not gonna reset and get different actors and stuff. Yeah. Nah, I don't have YouTube Premium. Yeah, I think Tony or Captain America is dying, or both, possibly both. We'll see. Yeah, I was talking with my boss about that the other day. Is how are they gonna do Wolverine, man? Because it's like the same thing I was just saying. Like no one is going to, at least not yet. No one is going to accept any other actor for Wolverine. Like, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. They're gonna have to wait like maybe 5 more years to get us to accept another Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It'll be tough seeing someone else as that character. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think Ultron being in the second movie was kind of odd to me. I don't know. I told my boss, like, yo, they should just CGI Jackman for like the rest of the entirety of our lives. Just CGI him in. Just keep him as that character. Just have him record the voices until he dies. Before he dies, just record him saying every word in the English dictionary. And then when you're doing the scripting or whatever, you just play the voice clips. Just record clips of him saying and, but, no, go, he, she, like it. I just can't see anyone else being that character, man. Who do I think could play Doctor Doom? I don't think Doctor Doom's actor. I think he's one of those characters where his actor isn't that important. You know, because Doctor Doom is always underneath his mask, anyways. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that's really a sensitive casting. You know what I mean? Apocalypse would be a good villain, but I don't think they're going to use Apocalypse since Fox X-Men just used him. You know what I mean? I didn't care about Thanos until Infinity War. I know that's for sure. You're right about that. Like I knew about Thanos already, of course, and I know about his powers and what he's done. I always thought Thanos was lame. I always thought he looked like some fucking like Wiener Schnitzel mascot or something with the freaking like blue and yellow and shit. Like I always thought Thanos was lame, but I do like his big screen iteration. I'm more of a dark side guy. I'm all about the originals. Nah, I couldn't see Marvel doing Dark Phoenix either, because Fox has already done Dark Phoenix twice. They've done Dark Phoenix twice. It would just be people would just be like, really again? Like the Jean goes evil thing again? I mean, maybe in 10 years, okay. Maybe in 10 years, but like nothing before 10 years. Yeah, give it some downtime, let our minds refresh, you know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why like DC hasn't done Green Lantern out the gate, despite the fact that Green Lantern is one of the most popular DC characters, is because that horrible movie with fucking with what's his face? How the fuck did I forget his name? I almost said Paul Ryan for some reason. What's his fucking name? Fucking Ryan Reynolds. There you go. Yeah, Reynolds. I knew his first name was Ryan. That's why I was thinking Paul Ryan. I was like, no, not Paul Ryan. That's a fucking speaker. Yeah, like, because the Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds was like so bad. I feel like DC was like, okay, we're not going to come out the gate with the new, Green Lantern movie, because people might remember that really terrible one we did with Reynolds. So we're going to give it some, give it some time, get fleshed out of everyone's minds, and then we'll come back with a new Green Lantern. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? Korean letters? I'm not sure if that's Korean or... That doesn't look Japanese. But what's up? How you doing? What about Dormammu? I don't think Dormammu's coming back because, Doctor Strange got him shook. Well, like I said, Jam, I feel like they absolutely have to go to like one of the more cosmic god entities. You know? Am I excited for Detective Pikachu? Nah. Like, I don't really care for Pokemon like that. I'm gonna watch it, you know, just out of curiosity, but I'm not like excited. Like, oh, day one, Detective Pikachu's out. Ooh, like, nah. I absolutely think a new F-Zero would sell. I think most franchises on the Switch would sell because the Switch is a very healthy environment for new IPs, but also returning franchises as well. Everything sells on the Switch. Everything is selling. It's just a very healthy platform. It has a really good install base, really, you know, consistent sales. If Nintendo wants to revive any dormant or dead franchises, this would be the system to do it with. Yeah, I saw Shazam. We talked a little bit about that earlier. I can't wait to finally get a decent Fantastic Four movie. Not that I'm a Fantastic Four fan or anything. Like, I'm not crazy about them in general, but just the fact that we never got a good one, you know, like, it'll be great to finally have a Fantastic Four movie that isn't shit. What do I do about fake females? I don't talk to them. Simple. I don't think DC seems lost at all. Like, you're correct. Some movies are enjoyable and some were like mediocre or bad, but the last three have been enjoyable. So as of right now, they are definitely on an incline rather than a decline or being inconsistent. They're definitely going up right now. Oh my god, the latest Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan. Oh my god, dude. They when I went to go see that movie, I was like, okay. There's no way it could be worse than the previous ones. There's no fucking way. It's not possible. Lo and behold, they somehow managed to make it worse than Fantastic Four 2. Incredible. And it had one of the worst endings I've ever seen in my life in a comic book movie. I mean, look at this place. It's fantastic. What was that again? Say that again? What? I said this place is fantastic. Guys, I think I know our name. Like get the fuck out of here. That was the corniest fucking ending. That was the worst way to like present the origin of the, you know, the naming of the group. Like, look at this place. It's been like, oh, we need to think about, we need to name ourselves because, you know, we're kind of a group now. We got this thing going on. Yeah, and I mean, look at this place. It's fantastic. Fantastic. You know, like, who call ourselves the Fantastic Four? Yes, I actually saw that film. Like I said, I go and see everything, man. The only things I won't see are like things I clearly wouldn't be interested in, like romances, anything involving Kevin Hart, super black movies like fucking Medea and shit, and comedies. I'm not really too crazy about comedies, honestly, because I don't know. It's hard to make me laugh, I feel like. But yeah, I'm like a huge movie guy. I try to go out and see anything that's like sci-fi, you know, medieval, fantasy, anything like that. I try to go see. Horror movies too. I try to go and see every horror movie, unless it's one of those like just blatantly generic, like The Nun and shit, and Exorcist horror movies. I don't watch because they're all the fucking same. They just follow the same fucking script and formula that every other movie in that genre has done, and that's it. Thoughts on Dwayne Johnson? I like Dwayne Johnson. It's kind of boring though how for the most part he plays the same character in every movie, which is himself. He plays himself. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Comedies just don't do it for me. Like, I don't know. I agree. They can be very repetitive and boring at times too. Actually, I haven't seen the new Chucky trailer. I haven't seen that at all. I'm going to see Dobbs and Shaw. I might. Comedy anime, I'm not interested in either. Yeah, Shazam had comedy, but it was first and foremost a superhero movie. Of course I was going to see that. I'm a DC fan. I love DC. I'm going to go and see every DC movie. uh, do you guys want me to play Persona tonight? I had a friend who wanted to come over and play some offline Smash, which I would love to do because it's very rare that I get offline practice like that. Aquaman's the best movie? I would say Shazam probably is, but I wouldn't like say that's a bad opinion or anything. I thought Aquaman was a really fun movie. Offline Persona, talk about offline Smash, dude. Oh, but you know, I haven't played it offline yet, so I'm not at the next dungeon in Persona. That's the thing. So if I were to stream Persona tonight, I'm just gonna be doing a lot of like, you know, life shit, trying to up my stats and, you know, fuck my teacher and go work out and, you know, work at my flower shop job. Yeah, I'd be down to play some Sekiro. A Red Tornado movie? I don't think they can make that interesting. Am I an art house film person? Nah, not really. Terrence Howard played himself in every movie, man. He really did, though. Looks like I need some Aveeno. I actually do have some Aveeno, actually. Why do you say that? My face looking fresh. Yo, what's up, No Nuts? A Miss Martian movie? Why would they do a Miss Martian before they do Martian Manhunter? That doesn't make sense. I don't have Cuphead. Would a Blue Beetle movie be bad? Honestly, I think a Blue Beetle movie could be well done. And to be fair, you know, way back in the day, because I don't know if you guys remember, but they planned on doing a Wonder Woman movie a long time ago. Like maybe back in like 2008-ish. Somewhere in between like 2007, 2009. They had planned on doing a Wonder Woman movie, but it got scrapped. And I was like, oh, thank God that got scrapped. No one wants to see fucking Wonder Woman on the big screen. Like, I was like, she's such a lame hero. Like, you know, she's just a chick with a sword. And yada, yada. Now, clearly I was wrong. You know, I didn't really follow Wonder Woman like that back in the day or whatever. But I just thought that she would be one of those superheroes where it's like, she'd be too corny to put on the big screen, as well as Aquaman. I thought Aquaman would be too corny. But then DC came out, and they made those two heroes work. So, who knows? A Static Shock movie would be incredible. I would love a Black Canary movie. Black Canary is actually one of my favorite characters. I want a Green Arrow movie, man. I want a Green Arrow movie bad. It might be weird to see someone else other than like Stephen Amell be Green Arrow, but he's not like an amazing actor. It's just more so a thing where you're just, you know, used to seeing him under the hood. But Green Arrow is also like one of my favorite. He's definitely like probably in my top maybe 7 favorite DC heroes, maybe even top 5. I like Green Arrow a lot. I don't know. Anyone can play a better Oliver than Steven. Well, I think Steven did a great job in the first 2 seasons, but overall, and not just for Steven, I feel like for the entire cast, the acting just kind of fell off after like maybe season 3 or something. Like, it just felt like everyone was tired of doing the show and they just started giving half-assed performances, or not trying this hard. You know what I mean? A Slade movie, ooh. That'd actually be pretty sick. That'd be really sick, actually. Should do a Teen Titans movie. Yeah, I haven't watched a CW show since like after Flash season 3. I've been playing Smash since the N64 days. Crypto the Super Dog movie, please no. Imagine fucking imagine like in the current DC universe, them doing a crypto movie that's actually a part of the universe, not its own separate thing. Like, that'd be so fucking stupid, dude. That'd be so dumb. Fucking, what's the, like, imagine Henry Cavill with fucking crypto. That would just look so dumb. Fuck you, Vex. Get banned out of my chat. I ain't got time for your shit. I'm just kidding. What's up, Vex? It's the trailer for the Batman TMNT movie. Oh, I have not actually. That should be pretty cool though. Imagine a Stephen Irwin style show where you hunt MILFs. Dude, I would gladly do that show. Do you think people go overboard on saying everything is social justice warrior? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, overall, generally, and you guys know I don't have a political affiliation, so like I'm not a right winger or anything like that. I'm not a left winger either, but I do agree overall with the right in general, in the particular context and sense that society is definitely overly sensitive today. You know, people definitely do the most. They definitely go out of their way to do things they don't really need to be doing. They pander, they crank shit. I do agree with that. But at the same time, a lot of these same people also, you know, just they will throw social justice warrior and pandering at every little thing. Yes, it's a lot of things. It's probably most things these days. But they throw it at everything. You know what I mean? Like, if we get a video game, just a random video game today, and it just has a female protagonist, and like the female character is not saying girl power or anything like that. It's just a regular game that just so happens has a female protagonist. People be like, I'm tired of this social justice warrior stuff. I'm like bro, like it's just a female character. You know, like not everything is an agenda. Like I said, I agree with them that a lot of things these days are. I hate pandering in video games and movies and stuff like that. I hate it myself. I agree with them on that, but they think everything falls under that banner. You know what I mean? Like, it's not everything, dude. Like, people need to calm down. Like, Last of Us 2, right? When they showed the Last of Us 2 trailer and Ellie was like dancing with her girlfriend, people were like, "Oh my god, this social justice warrior pandering bullshit." I'm like, dude, like, did you not watch or play the DLC? Like, anyone who's a Last of Us fan already knew Ellie was gay, but they also didn't make a big deal out of it in the game. You see what I mean? Like, they didn't make that a focal point of her character. It was just a natural, regular thing. They're just like, yeah, this is Ellie. She's this, and that. Like, her gayness wasn't at the forefront of her character, right? Ellie is a multifaceted, fleshed out character. Ellie's character isn't that she's gay. But because in the Last of Us 2 trailer they showed Ellie with her girlfriend, people are like, oh, social justice warriors. I'm like, dude, like, chill. That's not what they're doing. Calm down. Did you watch the video, Brandon? So that's basically how I feel about the whole social justice warrior thing. That fat guy you meet later? Oh, you're talking about like Bill? Yeah. I agree with that as well, Airmaster. Like, a lot of social justice warriors. I remember back in the day, social justice warrior used to not be an insult. Because, you know, there are some things that should be off limits, you know? Like, both extremes are wrong. I said this before. Both extremes are wrong. Because you have one side that say, like, oh, you can't say anything. You can't say anything because anything could offend anyone. So don't say anything. Have no crude humor, you know, nothing, no jokes, nothing. And then you have the other extreme where they're like, oh, anything goes, free speech. If I want to call a gay guy the F word, I can do that. If I want to call a black guy the N word, you know, I can just like, no, you can't do that. You know, so it's like, no, everything doesn't go, but also no, everything does it not go? You know what I mean? Like, the right answer is the in between. Like, and that's not me like, forcing myself to be, impartial or whatever. Like forcing myself to play devil's advocate. Like legitimately, like you just need a balance. You just need a balance. Some things are off limits, but there also should be people should also be allowed to have fucking fun, right? Like, if I'm with my friends out in public and I'm talking to my friends and I call one of them a nigga, I should be able to do that without someone getting offended. If I want to call my friend the F word, I should be able to do that, I feel like. My friend. No, you shouldn't call strangers that. So I agree with that, but, if I'm talking to someone I know personally, they know our relationship, they know the deal, I should be able to openly speak like that. You know what I mean? Dwayne Johnson should play Kronk. If Disney made a live action Emperor's New Groove. Yo, Love and Positivity, they need to hire you and put you on board with that, man. It's because you are a fucking bot. How do I look like a social justice warrior? But yeah, like I was saying, I remember back in the day, social justice warrior used to not be an insult. But now it's become an insult because a lot of these people fighting for social justice have just gone too far and kind of like gone off the deep end. You know what I mean? Like, we need balance, Infinity Gauntlet. For real though, man, like, a lot of the answers to a lot of things that the left and right fight on, like, a lot of the answer is honestly just the in-between. It's like, both sides just always think the other one is completely wrong, and they don't have a single merit to their argument or their views, and the other side doesn't either. It's like, bro, like, you both have good points in this regard. Like, if y'all just kind of, like, met in the middle, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing, though, I will say is that not every supposed social justice warrior you see on Twitter is an actual leftist. Let me also say that as well. And I'm not saying that to defend the left, because like I said, I have no horse in this race personally. But people will have to realize when people are, like, being sarcastic or making, like, parody accounts. You know what I mean? Like, there'll be this account, and it'll be so blatant, right? It'll be this Twitter account with some chick with, like, a bright blue pixie cut, haircut. And she'll be like, this man came up to me and said hi, and I just can't believe this misogynistic asshole just tried to rape me in public. And people will take that tweet, put it on Facebook, and be like, oh man, look at the leftists, look at the Democrats. Like, that's clearly a fake ass account. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that is clearly fucking fake. And on vice versa on the flip side, if you see an account where it's like, it's clearly overly conservative, it's like, that's clearly a leftist on, with a fake account trying to make the right wingers look as bad as they possibly can. People don't have these discerning eyes, you know what I mean? Like, they can't tell when this shit is fake as fuck. It's crazy to me, dude. It'll be an account that's like, oh, I love my guns, you're never going to take them away from me, fuck the Mexicans, MAGA, hashtag MAGA 2020 and shit. It's like, when they're doing that much, it's like, clearly that's not a real account. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know a lot of people actually hate centrists. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, y'all. So you're stupid. Shut up. Shut up. People with the sunglasses on their avatar, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Jolly. Yep. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, yo, what's up, Odin? Like, I mean, I guess I'm a centrist since I don't have a affiliation, but I also believe being a centrist is when you're specifically. It's like, I guess when you're intentionally in the middle type thing, but like, I'm not intentionally in the middle. I'm just in the middle because neither side is completely correct, right? But you actually have people, and no offense to any of you who have a side. I'm not saying it's necessarily stupid to choose a side or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a Democrat. There's nothing wrong with being a Republican. It's just, it's how you go about it. If you are a Republican because you just absolutely believe everything on that platform is right, and then absolutely everything on the Democratic platform is wrong, you're doing it wrong. If you're a Republican because you just have more in common with the right platforms, then see what I'm saying? Like, then that's where like having a side is like, you know, okay, because you're still being a reasonable person, right? You're still being objective, you know. And then vice versa, if you're a Democrat because you just believe absolutely the Democrats are the answer, if we didn't have the Republican Party, all the country's problems would be solved, it'd be a perfect utopia, like, you're naive. You're naive. Just straight up. Straight up. But yeah, like, I call myself, I don't call myself a centrist. I call myself like a moderate. But it's crazy how like we'll get hate and we'll be called like cowards because we're not drones that subscribe to a side that neither of them have our best interests at heart. So, you know, why should I have blind loyalty? Why should I pick sides when neither of them care about me at the end of the day? You know, like, it's stupid. You can argue one's better than the other or less evil than the other. Sure, you can argue that. That's fine. But to say someone's a coward because they're not choosing a side, or oh, they just want their hands clean of the political mess, like, no, it's not about that. It's about people actually being reasonable and seeing the reality of this country's two-party system for what it is. Plain and simple. But yeah, that's enough politics. That's enough politics, though. Yo, what's up, Justifer? How you doing? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna date Kawakami, dude. What happened to Movie Bob? Yeah, independent is undecided. I'm not undecided because I looked at both sides and I decided not to be with either one. You see what I mean? Exactly. Well, I would never say I don't care about politics because I do. Like, not choosing a side doesn't mean you don't care. People can choose a side because they are educated and they do care and they, you know, they studied it and shit. Oh my god, it's like the 10th thoughts on Joker. I could have swore you were on the Joker live stream. I think Joker's good. I'm glad he's not derp. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's a really well-balanced character. I don't think he's top tier. He could be, but he's not top tier right now. Maybe in the future. No wrong tactics, only wrong targets. What the fuck? Well, that's a good question. Birthmark? Yeah, my birthmark is right there. It's like this triangle above my left eye. That's my birthmark. Sony's out of nowhere censorship for PlayStation games. I mean, I personally don't care. I'm not one of those people who like, show me the boobs. I need the boobs in my game, right? Because I like real whammons. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these fucking losers who actually get upset over that. Over nude, you know, censorship of nudity, anyways. If it's like, you know, a certain type of violence or something, then yeah, that is kind of lame because that kind of takes the impact off of what you're doing within the game. You know, like if Mortal Kombat was you know, censored, for instance, right? Like that takes away from the Mortal Kombat experience. But if it's anything involving like sexuality, I honestly don't care about that censorship because I don't get a hard-on from watching naked pixels and shaders. You see what I mean? And polygons. Like, it does nothing for me. I'm sorry. I like real women's. So I personally don't care about that. But it is lame that they would just come out the blue and start doing that type of stuff. And especially when Nintendo was not doing that, just kind of backwards. Yeah, yeah. Like, you can make fun of the censorship, but I'm talking about for the people who are actually mad, you know? Like, oh my god, Sony covered up the Dead or Alive 6 characters type shit. It's like, why do you care? It's a fighting game. You play it because it's a fighting game. Like, if you're playing Dead or Alive because of boobs, you're a fucking loser. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, if that is your reason for playing the game, or if having that censored is going to deter you from playing the game, you're a fucking loser. I'm so sorry. I know that may be harsh. It's tough love, y'all. It's tough love. They nerfed Ann's ass. Who cares? Like, who gives a fuck about that shit, man?
So base.
Buy PS5. Buy Last of Us, then trading in.
What up, promo man? 7 nuts.
Well, I don't know if most people play DOA for the fan servers, but I know a large portion of them do. I don't know about saying 51% or more, but...
James tripping. He said we've got...
We've got... You a Weeb fan?
I mean, you see like body parts like everywhere, bro.
Yo, low key guys, like Dom got this like hentai scroll over his bed. I was fucking...
If that was the case, you wouldn't even be.
I really wouldn't. But hey, man, group with me. I'll tell you, won't look around. Like, nah, I'm good, fam.
I'm out there.
Thought the policies was natural. Nintendo used to have larger user base, and now Sony does, so they get more pressure. I mean, Sony's had the larger user base for like a long while now, though. Like since the PS1. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Square. Like, I don't understand why the whole censorship in games and want to see like boobs and asses in games. You know, watching these titty streamers on Twitch and people giving money to them and shit. It's like, why would you do that when you could just go to Google, type in PORNHUB, and get everything and anything you could possibly want? What's the point of watching a titty streamer? What's the point of subscribing to a Patreon or a premium Snapchat? Or nudity is free, but people decide to pay for it. And whenever I bring this up, people will say, "Well, oh, Shok, it's the fact that it's personable because like they know the person, whatever." And like I kind of get that, but still, just still, like, you can just see anything you want. You can find a person that looks like that person if you're specifically attracted to that person. Like, I still don't get it. Yes, premium Snapchat is a thing. I don't get it, man. I can't remember what the name of this other site is, but it's this site where, you know, girls will post pictures of themselves. You have to like subscribe $4.99 to get access to like naked photos and shit. Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Pornhub.com, xxindex.com, xhamster.com, you know, like, what else is there? Bang Bros.
I mean, at least you guys know what this man be doing.
Xtube, you know, we all done it. Like, Xtube, you know what I mean?
This man be doing he ain't on stream, you know where he at, boy.
Yo, Jack will always be talking about how he's looking at lesbian Brazilian butt porn, specifically. Lesbian Brazilian butt porn, but like they're farting on each other and shit. I was like, dude, what's your problem? But see, that proves what I'm saying. Like, you can find anything you want. You can find anything you want on like RedTube, yeah, X videos. But people want to pay money for it instead when all this shit is free at your fingertips. Tube8. Like, I don't. Do I have a premium Snapchat? Nah, fam. I have a Snapchat, but I literally like made it and like just basically never used it type deal. And I only downloaded it because like my ex wanted me to have one or whatever, but I like never used that shit. They saying these games aren't games. What do you mean? These psychiatric. When I need a bust, I go to Twitch/Shokio. Jesus Christ. thirsty dudes who follows Instagram models and leave comments. I mean, following models and leaving comments is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with leaving comments. You know, like, oh, you're beautiful. That stuff is fine. I don't have a problem with dudes doing that. That's okay. Now, when they start giving them money, in the hopes that, oh, maybe if I give her a big donation, she'll pay specific attention to me, and I'll have a chance to get with her and hook up or be able to date her. Like, that's when I'm just like, you're stupid as shit. There's nothing wrong with complimenting a woman and vice versa. There's nothing wrong with a woman complimenting a man. That's normal. That's natural. That should always be okay. And you're not thirsty just because you leave a compliment either. Now, if it's shit like, oh, hey, beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you know, please message me sometime, or, you know, like, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about, like those old black dudes who be bald-headed and they have sunglasses on the profile pictures, and they be like young chicks' profiles on Facebook. I know y'all seen those dudes. Like, it'll be like a 45-year-old dude on, like, some 19-year-old chick's photo, be like, you know, oh, hey, sugar doll, hey, baby girl, you looking really sexy. Like, get the fuck out, you're too old, man. Wearing those fucking brown sandals and shit you wear when you barbecuing in the backyard. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. That's when, like, the comments and compliments is like thirst. But if you're just like, oh, this, you know, really beautiful pic, or, oh, you're so beautiful, like, really pretty, like, that's fine. But when it's like every picture you'd be like, oh man, you know, I wish I could taste those lips and shit like that. Like, that's when it's like, all right, man, chill. That's when that shit is, that's when it's thirst. There's a difference between, you know, complimenting and genuinely just appreciating someone's physical beauty and thirst. Those are two different things. Girl, you're thicker than Nutella. Yeah, shit like that. Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. You know, that type of shit, man. With janitor keys trying to pick up girls. I can't stand those older dudes, man. And most of the time, it's always black dudes, man. Why is it always black guys? You once saw a comment that said, "Can I eat your ass?" Jesus Christ. And sometimes it's married dudes, too. It's married dudes, and they just publicly posting on younger chicks' like photos and shit, man. You got those shots at Trey like that. Nah, Trey ain't 45 yet. I want to say Trey's like 35. Also, guys, the music isn't too loud or anything, right?
Smash that, bro. Some gang sign. I'm not in the game, bro.
Oh, no, Jay, I didn't say people buy DOA for the fan service. I mean, I did say people. I didn't say the majority, though. I specifically said I don't think it's the majority. I don't think we can say that. I said some do. But I absolutely do think that, yes. Not saying it's like the majority of the fan base or anything. Am I a Chad? What's your definition of Chad? But just based off the general definition that I see most people say, no, I wouldn't say I'm a Chad in the sense that I'm like, well, when I hear Chad, I think about, you know, that meme where they have, you know, like the losers, nerd, skinny thing, and then they have like, huh?
The virgin Chad.
Yeah, the virgin and Chad shit. Yeah, like, no, I'm not like, you know, buff, and I think I'm the shit. Like, when I think Chad, I think LTG. Like, LTG is like the perfect definition of Chad, and I'm definitely not like LTG, man. Play the Gangplank mashup. I'll add that to my playlist. Trey once mentioned about not having sex for half a year, so apparently Trey isn't a virgin. I think that was a year and a half, but I also think that he was like trying to make it sound realistic, but also like at the same time, I don't think Trey's ever had sex. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But anyways,
I mean, he hasn't dotted that I yet.
Opinion on the term soy boy. So, kind of like what we were saying earlier with the whole people putting the social justice warrior label on everything. I basically feel the same way. I feel like the whole soy boy archetype is definitely a real thing, but people also overuse it, type deal. You know what I mean? Like, and people could just do like the simplest thing, be like someone will make a Facebook post and be like, these F words need to like die and go to hell. And so just be like, oh, hey man, you know, chill with that type of language. And people be like, soy boy. It's like, you know, like, I'm not being a soy boy just because I said, just watch what you say. You know what I mean? Like, people crank it too much. They crank it too much, for sure. But yeah, soy boy, if you don't know what a soy boy is, soy boy is basically a term created by the right to basically describe a very soft, almost kind of like feminine dude. Like, a very low testosterone, not hard, just, soft, sensitive guy. So kind of like the modern hippie archetype, think about, skinny white guy, glasses, kind of like little, not a bob haircut, but like, I don't know how to describe the haircut. Yeah, a beta male, basically. Yeah, a beta male.
Wolfpack.
Someone without God genes. Yo, what's up, Johnny Games? Thanks for 7 months, man. Hey, man, appreciate that, dude. What's up, man? A whip snowflake. But like, you can say like the simplest thing, and people will like call you a soy boy. Not that anyone has like done that to me, because people know better. Like, people know what's up with me. Like, but like I said, people just I love the terms that people create for each other, but sometimes they just crank it too much. Like, I love incel. I love soy boys, but people be like throwing that shit like everywhere where it's not actually applicable. You know what I mean? Dr. Trey inviting college girls over for Just Dance 2019 sessions on the Wii U. Jesus Christ. Do I have that game request? What you mean? Is the opposite soy boy meat man? Oh, and also like kind of the origin of the term soy boy came from apparently it's not actually true, or maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't look too much into it because it's just silly mudslinging that the left and right do to each other. But apparently, if a man drinks a lot of soy, something about supposedly it alters his hormones or something, or it lowers his testosterone levels. Some stupid crap like that, or something like. Some boys are dudes that don't disconnect from the jump master. Some shit like that. I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't care, but yeah. Ricky, chill, man. Chill. Yeah, apparently, like, people were saying, like, soy could give a guy, like, breast or some shit. I don't think it's true. Or maybe there's, like, it's based off of something that is true, but it's not exactly what they say. It's probably one of those types of situations. Yo, what's up, Bleach? I don't know, man. I didn't go out of my way to grow this mustache. It just grew. Sekiro's dope, man. I love it. Definitely harder than Bloodborne. I don't like the world as much, but I do like the gameplay. It's definitely harder. I probably still like Bloodborne more, though, overall, just because like the world. And also, Bloodborne had different weapon types as well. There's like more intricacy to Bloodborne's battle system, I'd say. Do I think the term cringe is overused? Nah. There's a lot of cringy shit in the world. I can't open up my Facebook or Twitter without saying a single cringy thing every day, so I don't think it's overused at all. Thoughts on hiding the body? Wait, hold on, you murdering somebody, fam? What you talking about? This man asking for tips on how to get away with murder. What the hell? Why would they not do it when it's mandatory to play online? Oh, PS Plus price increase? Is that confirmed, or are you just guessing that's going to happen? Yeah, I know about building PCs. Yeah, I built my first PC back in like 2011. Yeah, edgy's kind of overused too, although there is a lot of edgy shit out there. Like, despite the fact that it's technically correct to say something like Attack on Titan is edgy, nowadays edgy is mostly referred to things that are trying too hard. And Attack on Titan isn't one of those shows that strikes me as like trying too hard to be, edgy right now. Therefore, you wouldn't call it edgy. You would just say like, oh, it's on the dark side, or a little visceral or something like that. No one really uses those terms, but you know what I mean. Like edgy is shit like Reaper and Overwatch. You know, like where it's like they're trying too hard to like, you know, make it all really dark and oh, I just hate everything and I'm so evil and I'm a badass. Like that's when you use the term edgy. You don't use the term edgy just because something is, you know, bloody or the action is high octane and it's life and death situation type shit and it's dark. Like that's not when you use the term
Wolfpack.
Thanks for 7 months, you son of a bitch. How you doing, sir? The French version of GameStop Online Store. French version of what? Oh, PS Plus. I don't know anything about the 3000 series. I haven't looked that stuff up at all. I used to back in the day keep up with, you know, the graphics card and CPU technologies and stuff like that. I just don't have the time to do that these days. I just don't. What do you mean what happened to Black Bond? He still uploads. He still uploads like weekly. SA2? What's SA2? Exactly, West. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. He's talking about the PS5 like doing 8K. I'm like, bro, can we just get like a solid 60 frames first? Like, please, like, because God of War was 30 frames, right? Like that's the thing. Like, it shouldn't be this way, but a lot of the times these consoles' powers like they don't matter because instead of using the extra power to get max resolution and frame rate, instead they're using a lot of that power to just push the pixel count and the texture and making sure we can see every individual hair on Kratos' mustache, you know, rather than focusing on the performance of the game. So it's like the PS4 and the Xbox One had the power to have consistent 1080p 60 frames per second games. It's just that with every gen, developers are focused on pushing graphical fidelity over graphical performance. Like, they'd rather have that rock looking like the best rock it could look like than have it running at 1080p 60 frames per second. You see what I mean? It's kind of annoying because like our textures are good enough. Can we just take at least one gen out and just like not worry about the texture so much and get the performance down? And once we have the performance down, you optimize development on the systems, then we can go back to pushing the textures and the shaders and, you know, the ray lighting and all that shit.
I don't know. Honestly, I think they need to not worry about the graphical fidelity and just make good games.
Yeah, in general, because I mean, not that like there's just been all bad games this gen, but they've just been very samey.
Yeah, a lot. Like
Just
there's a lot
samey.
of forgettable games.
Yeah, just run of the mill, very just I played this before type shit. Like this is the same shit I played last gen, just better looking.
Pretty much.
Like it's this gen was fairly boring to me. Outside of like Breath of the Wild, Bloodborne, Persona, Nier. I was fucking bored this gen. I was really bored. Jump, I did make that. I did a whole live stream where I did like 10 different tier lists or some shit. I'm not into Devil May Cry, but Dom is. I actually haven't played a single Devil May Cry game, but I might start with 5. Well, we're talking about more of like the AAA games, numbnuts. But you know, honestly, even for indie games, I feel like every indie game I see these days is just like, dude, that's just another indie game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of the whole pixelated 2D side-scrolling indie games. Like, can y'all do something else? You know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, I can't believe we're in a day and age where indies are still like, oh yeah, you know, we're trying to like replicate the NES experience or like a Super Nintendo game. It's like, you're not trying to replicate shit. You're broke. So that's the only type of game you can make, you know? Just be honest. Like, they swear they're trying to tackle this old school style gameplay and shit. It's like, no, you're actually just broke. So a Super Nintendo type game is the only thing you can make. And that's fine. But all I'm saying is don't try to write that off to be something it's not. You know what I mean? Like, that shit annoys the crap out of me. Morphe's Law for the Switch. I have no idea what that is.
It was that one.
I hate Shovel Knight.
It was that one indie game where you had it was a shooter, and like the body parts like inflated and deflated depending on where they got shot or some shit.
Oh, you're talking about that like first person shooter?
No, it was a third person.
Oh no, it's third person. It's third person. Yeah, I remember. That was supposed to be coming to Switch?
It's already out.
It's out?
I think it's been out, bro.
He said what happened to it like it didn't launch. Okay, so here's why I hate Shovel Knight. I don't hate Shovel Knight because it's a bad game. I hate Shovel Knight because I'm sorry. This might be an unpopular opinion. I'm sorry to say it because someone else said they hate when people say unpopular opinion. But this is probably gonna be unpopular. But that game did nothing, nothing amazing, nothing new, nothing incredible. But it got so much clout for no reason. And I can't stand when games don't do anything. And it just has like this massive ass clout. Like
Fortnite.
Exactly. I was just about to say, like, Fortnite is the perfect example. It's like it's one of those games where it's like people have played this a million times. But for some reason, when they played it the 1,000,001th time, people popped off about it. You see what I mean? And I don't get it, you know? And so the reason why Shovel Knight annoyed me is because when Shovel Knight first came out, I mean, even to this day, like, I still just always see Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight, Shovel Knight. Like, oh my gosh, Shovel Knight's the best indie game. Can't we get Shovel Knight in Smash? I played Shovel Knight. It was fine. It was a fine game. It wasn't bad or anything, but it's like, before Shovel Knight came out, I have played 100,000 indie titles that were just like it. So that's why I hate Shovel Knight, because I just think that it just has clout for no reason. Like, this game did nothing. And people are just like on its dick for some strange reason. I don't know. Give people credit because it got the basic rights? I mean, any devs usually get the basics right with games like that. I played so many retro-esque, and I say retro-esque because, you know, they say they're trying to make a retro game, but it's really just the broke to try to pass it off as something else. But I played so many retro games like that, retro indie games that are just like Shovel Knight that played exactly the same, perfectly fine. Not to mention it ripped off that fucking DuckTales game. Like, the way he bounces off his shovel, that's just fucking Scrooge McDuck, like, hopping off his fucking umbrella. But for some reason, like, Shovel Knight's just the greatest thing of all time. That's like having, let me think. Let's say I make a co-op shooter. 4 players. There's hordes of zombies. You shoot through the hordes of zombies with your friends. You get to the end of the level, and it shows results at the end of the screen. And I just sell 30 million copies. Why would I sell 30 million? The game I just described has been done 1,000,000 times with other quality games from quality developers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view Shovel Knight. It's like, why is Shovel Knight such a big deal? There is nothing special about it. It's nothing special about it. I don't know. I just feel like gamers have these instances where they just unanimously decide to just uphold a certain title just at random. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like there's like a gamer council, this big round table. It's like, all right, gamers, which game are we going to randomly hype this generation? You know what I mean? Like, it could just be any game. It could just be any fucking game.
Hellblade.
Think Hellblade's one of those?
When Hellblade was coming out, when Hellblade was announced and coming out, everybody was like, oh.
I did not care about that
game.
It's
like, the graphics.
The graphics, bro.
And what was it? Anthem. The graphics, bro. The graphics. Yep. Like, it's just how many times do we have to go through the graphics, like Watch Dogs. The graphics. Exactly. Like, it's like, stop it with the graphics.
Anthem is the epitome of by the numbers, vertical slices, just generic AAA high promise release that's gonna come out and be mediocre by, you know, once it launches. Yeah, open world. And dude, I hate gamers, man. I hate gamers. Like, you guys know I want to be a developer. If I had no morals and no like you know, no type of like, you know, code or whatever for myself, you know, when it comes to like the quality of what I plan on making, I would just do the lazy thing. My first game, I would just say it's open world. Probably have some co-op. Promise great graphics. Probably promise some type of no one scenario happens. This multiple times. The fucking No Man's Sky type shit. I would just say all that shit because gamers are stupid. Gamers are stupid and they're gonna fall for that shit every single time. Yo, it's open world co-op graphics. Yo, like every single time. Like, dude, how many times do y'all have to get burned before y'all stop hyping these types of games up?
Like,
I knew. Yo, is that a fucking incel fucking emo?
Nice.
That's sick, dude. That's dope. I want that.
Like fucking Days Gone. Everybody's like, bro, you see how many zombies are God's create? So
it's a tech demo.
Yeah, so it's like, tell me why this man is running in a horde of zombies, and the zombies legit right
on him, and then he turns around and it's like they stop.
He has time to turn around when the zombie's already in his fucking face.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, dude, worst AI.
Like fucking Days Gone is literally it's a glorified tech demo. They had this really cool engine and technology where they're able to put a lot of moving creatures at the same screen at once, and they're just like, let's turn this into a game, and they are relying on that feature solely to sell the game. And gamers need to stop falling for these fucking gimmicky ass games. Y'all gotta learn how to like sniff this bullshit out. This game is not gonna have finesse. It's not gonna be deep. The same thing is gonna happen the entire game. You're gonna be running from hordes of zombies. Their run speed probably isn't going to make sense because, like we said, they're going to be right up on you, but then you turn around, you turn back, and all of a sudden they're like, 50 meters back. I haven't tried World War Z yet, nah. People told me I should, though, because they said it's good. Yeah, we still don't have Death Stranding gameplay, man, which is insane. Insane. Yeah, man, I just feel like creativity and game development has really like waned off this generation, man. Like every generation we have gotten some new shit, or at least some next level shit. This is the first gen where I feel like I didn't play anything new except Zombie U. Mediocre game. I'm not saying it was a great game or amazing, but it at least felt different because of the controller. There was that, and then there was like the Nemesis system and Shadow of Mordor, which was like really cool, and I really haven't seen anything done like that before. Those are the only two games I played where I felt like I was playing something fresh, and then like other than that, it's just like, I don't know, man. Alright, you didn't have to do that, hero. Waiting for sessions. Oh yeah, that's that skateboard game, right? Yeah. People. It's incredible to me. People are actually going to buy Death Stranding. You know what's crazy? Like Death Stranding is probably going to have like a 90 or above in review scores, and have no gameplay. Yeah, just because it's from Kojima and graphics, and it has fucking Dale in the fucking game.
You know what game? I don't know if it's actually even coming out because I haven't been really following it like that. But the one game I actually did want to play when I saw it was that Lost Soul Aside game. You remember that one?
Was it that game made by that one dude?
Yeah. That shit looks sick.
It did.
Like,
did someone pick that up?
I think Sony did actually.
Square or Sony? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sony did, but that motherfucker needs to come out because it's like DMC to me.
Yeah.
It looks like a DMC type of game. So
yeah.
I want to play that shit.
I disagree with that. I don't think review scores don't mean anything. Like, I don't like when people say review scores don't matter, because if you say that, realize that you're saying that a game having a 50 doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Clearly, if a game has a 50, something is up with that game. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? What's up, Capture Code? Okay, now, the thing about Battle Royale is, like, they're technically new, but they're only new in the sense that it's 100 players. The actual gameplay themselves, the gameplay itself is not new, right? Like, it still has the same shooting mechanics as every other shooter before. So I can't even really give it to BRs for, like, being this new revolutionary thing in this gen. I'm not saying I expect them to have this different radical gameplay, but it's just more the same of what we got, just with 100 people now, you know, and without respawns. All it is a shooter with more players, no respawns. That's not exactly revolutionary or creative. That's a fairly easy concept to think of and execute. You know what I mean? You could literally do that to any shooter franchise. You can do that to freaking Last of Us if you wanted to. I did kind of like Cross Edge, but at the same time, I also understand why it got a 50. Like, I could definitely see why people did not like that game. And despite the fact that I was like okay with the game, like still the fact that it has a 50 definitely. I'm saying the scores are definitely not. They're not based off of nothing, right? You're not gonna have an amazing game that's a 50. You see what I mean? That's just not gonna happen. And then also, and I was talking to BG on Twitter about this, that freaking idiot, like a few months ago. I think it was like back in February or something. And I was talking about how the latest Battlefield has like 10 points less or something on Metacritic or stuff like that. And he was like, bro, reviews don't matter. And I was like, I could understand why you would say that if I was comparing two completely different like franchises, right? Or like an exclusive, because you know there's always biases. Someone might be biased towards Xbox, someone may be biased towards Sony. But when you're comparing games within the same franchise, you can totally use review scores. You know what I mean? If the last entry had like an 85, and then the next entry has a 72, right? The same people who played and loved the last one are playing this new one. You see what I mean? So if that has a 72, clearly something happened there. You can't say review scores don't matter. Like, there's definitely lots of context and situations where you can actually just use the scores to determine something is wrong here. I'm not saying that it's always solid. You know, sometimes we do get some overrated games. Sometimes we do get some underrated games. Sometimes we get some games that are rated low because they were too hard or something. You know, like GameSpot giving Tropical Freeze like what, a 6 out of 10 because it was like too hard. You know, this instance like that, but you can't say review scores mean nothing. They're not so inaccurate where, oh my god, this game is like 30 to 40 points off. That doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Last of Us underrated. I know that's a fucking joke. I smell ass. Jesus Christ. Ass for sure. Ass for sure. Yeah, honestly, yeah, and Battle Royales have been done really since like the early 2000s on PC shooters. It just wasn't 100 players, but all it was just like, you know, Unreal Tournament, the original Unreal Tournament or Unreal Tournament 2004, and you just like do no spawns. And like, boom, there's your Battle Royale. You know what I mean? What is the best game this gen?
The best game this gen?
Well, he said it's bad and the best game this gen is a remake. What game are you talking about? Of course I played Mario Odyssey. What kind of question is that, man? Smash Bros. Battle Royale, patch 4.0. Are you talking about that Switch Avengers game, or? Sony have more movie games? They absolutely can. I think they will. You know, I actually thought about doing a video on it, although I know I'd have to deal with a lot of bullshit from, you know, this community, you know, BG and Hardy and those dudes. Because, you know, of course this whack-ass Nintendo fan don't want a story with, you know, narrative and, you know, a game with narrative and story, which I absolutely do, and I actually wish Nintendo would do that more. My problem with Sony is that they basically have gotten to the point where they're largely one-tricks. Right? Like, they're one-trick ponies. Sony has been, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but despite the fact that it's a completely different franchise, they've been doing the same game.
Every game is The Last of Us.
Every game is The Last of Us now. Every game is the fucking Last of Us / Uncharted, man. Like, every single game. I'm so tired of it, man. Like, it gets redundant. Like, every game just feels like it's made by Naughty Dog. It's a Marvel game? Oh. Oh, RE2 remake. RE2 remake was very good. It's very good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game this gen, or I wouldn't say it's the best, but I would say that's definitely a good opinion. That's not one I would really contest.
I think it's the best game for Capcom.
For sure. Capcom started this gen really fucking bad.
Yeah.
But they brought it back. Monster Hunter World was solid, and then DMC, and RE. They're doing good. They just need to get their fighting games together.
Yeah.
Which is what people love the most about them. Like, you can't fuck up Street Fighter, man. Doesn't matter if they're all good. Well, the problem isn't that they're bad. The problem is that they go so ham with this whole cinematic extra, narrative angle. Like, they invest so much time and money into that to where the gameplay and level design suffers for that is the problem. There's nothing wrong with having heavy narrative stories, emotional, single parent walking around with a younger AI, like that's fine. But it's like, one, it gets tiring having the same concept over and over again, and then two, you guys gotta understand how much money goes into, paying the voice actors, doing the facial animations, and all this shit. Like, that shit costs money. People don't think how much money voice acting costs. Fucking Suda51 hardly even had voice acting in Travis Returns because he didn't have the budget for it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, Proto, I did see that. Days Gone has 6 hours of cutscenes. That's what I'm saying, man. And perfect example of why when that becomes a problem. The Order 1886. That game has way more fucking cutscenes and shit than the actual gameplay. And even that isn't inherently bad, but it's the fact that the gameplay segments are so short. Like, The Order,
Wasn't it another game that everybody was going
graphics.
About the graphics?
Yeah,
yep.
Graphics. The problem with The Order is that too frequently the game took the control from the player away. Like, every 2 minutes, you're sitting back and you're in spectator mode. Every 2 minutes. The gunfights were like brief. And then walk down this corridor, turn left, go into this room, item, press square, tilt the analog stick. That's not fun! Why do these developers think that's fun? They did this shit in Uncharted. They did it in Last of Us. They did it in Order. They did it in fucking God. Can we stop that? Someone please send this to these developers.
Bro, what they're trying to say is that motherfuckers nowadays don't read. You know what I'm saying?
That shit, oh my God, like, whenever one of those segments happens, man, I just roll my fucking eyes. Because they think it's this, like, cool, unique thing. Oh, man, that's really cool. I'd, like, pick the item and, like, the thumbstick on my controller, like, simulates the wrist, and I get to observe it. I want to play the game. You see what I mean? Like, who's that?
I have no idea.
Ain't nobody I know.
I was trying to find your apartment, and I was walking around for about 10 minutes, and I couldn't find what your number was, and I was walking by here, and I could hear you yelling. And I was like, that's Shok.
I just popped off.
And
sorry.
yeah, no, I heard you, and I looked through, like, the window, and I saw the FX shirt, and it was like, I couldn't find his apartment,
You
but
saw
I could...
that?
Like, through, like, that little gleam right there, I saw this, and I was
Dude,
like,
stop
oh
being a
my
fucking
God.
creeper, man.
Yeah.
Just-
Maybe if you weren't screaming
What's up,
so
man?
loud that everyone can tell.
Oh no, I was just ranting about lame-ass video game mechanics, mostly from Sony first-party games these days. So have you ever played a game where you're playing a character, there's an item, you press square, you pick
Okay.
it up, and then you tilt the
Right.
stick and...
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you're lucky. Who else does that?
Can you think of, like, a game, like an example?
The Heavy Rain guys. They do that too. Heavy Rain, Until Dawn, Detroit and shit.
Dude, what were you popping off about?
Oh, I was ranting about that.
Okay.
I was ranting about how a lot of game design, a lot of developers are opting for like they're going too heavy on like narratives and cinematic experiences to where you have control of the game wrestled away from you too frequently.
Yeah, like if you can't actually implement a mechanic well, don't implement it at all. Like making the game more realistic at the cost of like actually having a good game.
Actually having gameplay.
Yeah, it's like.
And I don't know if you know the Order 1886, but you have a gunfight for like 2 minutes, and then it's like another 20 minutes of cutscenes, 2 minutes gameplay, 20 minutes of cutscenes, walking down corridors.
Sho, can you pivot grab this dude, pummel him maybe 3 times before down throw wolf flashing him?
What the fuck?
You want to try? I mean, apparently you have to grab me right now.
This is Lunchman, for those of you who don't know. If you guys have never seen him, that's Lunchables.
Yeah, I've been in the chat before.
Yeah, he's been in the chat. Are you a mod?
I don't even know. It's not like I.
Oh, you remember him, huh?
Hi. Met Ebony once or twice. Yeah, I don't think I'm a mod.
More like 6 times.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Kisuke? I'm still here, bro.
This man looks nothing like M2K. The fuck? That's racist. Trying to say all whiteys look the same?
I've been called M2K, I've been called Armada. I'm afraid to take off my beanie because I just took a shower, and so my hair was wet when I put the beanie
You definitely
on.
look more like Armada than M2K. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know what my hair would look like if I took off my beanie right now. It might be all over the place.
Can you do an accent like Adam?
I really do not like the way that Melee is played. I just Jigglypuff is
That's
not
actually really
my
fucking
favorite.
good. What the fuck?
I just Hbox really just killing the competitive Melee scene and I've been
Wow,
playing a lot of
shut up.
Ultimate. Unfortunately, Corn's not very good, so I've been
Wow.
playing a lot of Inkling. I really think Zero told me that I actually have the best Inkling.
That's actually exactly how he sounds.
Yeah.
That's actually insane. That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts. Developers
Armada
care,
accents are not that hard.
yeah. Developers care more about making stories than making games to be seen as artistic as, like I feel like a lot of devs are like movie director wannabes these days. Like, case in point, Kojima. You know, Death Stranding, that's a fucking movie. That's a fucking movie, but because he's previously a video game developer, he's just like, I'm just going to stick to the video game format, but it's like, dude, you're not even making any gameplay. Guys, when was Death Stranding announced? When was the first time they confirmed and announced that game? When did they do that? 2015? 2016, that was the earliest? Okay, so 3 years. You announced the game 3 years ago. No, it's 2015? Hold on, let me Google. Let me Google.
Yo, this monitor setup's actually dope.
Yeah, I kind of want to get one where there's one in the middle and then
4?
2 on the side.
Oh my god.
No. Just still have 3, but I had like different sizes, so I figured this would be like the better form factor. Sorry about this, guys. Let's see, Death Stranding announced. Let me see.
Yeah, I didn't know when Shokio's Q&A would end. He messaged me and was like, yo, I'll let you know. And then I messaged him over
I forgot I was talking to you, dude.
Yeah, over an hour ago, I was like, okay, you live 30 minutes from me. I'm going to shower and head over. And then I was just like walking around your apartment.
Oh,
for like 10
yeah,
minutes.
you moved away.
I mean, if you had told me like to wait, I would have waited. But
My bad, dude.
yeah, I mean, I don't actually care.
Oh, no, it was announced that in 2016. So, like, how do you announce a game and 3 years later we actually have not seen an ounce of gameplay? That's the problem with all these game developers these days. They are so focused on story, cinematic experiences, to where like the game factor is actually, you know what I mean? Like that's the secondary thing. That's the second focus they're on. But it's a game. The whole point of a video game is that you interact with it, you play it. They're supposed to be played first, watch second. We're getting to the point now where it's like watch first, and then playing it is like a secondary thing. And I hate it whenever I'm talking about some of these games, like, you know, God of War, whatever, and people are like, oh, this game was incredible. It was amazing. Best game this year, game of the year, best game this gen. I always ask them why. The first thing that always comes out of their mouths is the story. A game should not be able to win game of the year because the story was great, and just the story. Story matters. It helps the game. Don't get me wrong. Especially as an RPG fan, I appreciate great stories. But when that's the first thing, and not even the first thing you go to, when that's the only thing you say, that's not a great game. That's how I know it's not really as great as a game as you're making it out to be. If the first thing you say is the story. You know what I mean? A game is supposed to be something that you play, supposed to be something you interact with. A movie is something you watch. Story is an element in video games that I've said this before. It helps it and enhances it, but it is not a core essential to video games. Video games started off without stories. They don't need stories to function. As long as you can play a video game, that video game is doing its job. You don't need a story.
Chat's funny.
You don't need a story to play a game. You can rip a story from a game, and the story is as good as it is in the game, right? It doesn't need the video game medium. Therefore, I don't think story should hold so much weight when it comes to rating how good a game is, right? If something is a non-essential element to a game, it should not be attributing for 51% or more of why it's good. You see what I mean? It's like, what's a really non-essential item for a burger?
Non-essential item.
A non-essential item for a burger.
Condiments count? Or are you talking like?
Yeah.
Like mushrooms, or something.
People put mushrooms on burgers?
Yeah, there's mushroom burgers.
Oh,
You never had a mushroom burger?
No, I'm not a fan of mushrooms personally.
The buns? What?
Buns?
You need buns.
See, my man's on keto. He's only eating meat.
You need fucking buns. But I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I know people will disagree with that. That's just the way I see it. You just don't say something is amazing because of oh yeah, you're sure the patty's bland, but it's amazing because that relish was really fucking good. Like, no, that's just good relish. You know what I mean? Like, you like the taste of the relish, but like that doesn't really necessarily make it like adult burgers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I can think of a better example of that, but you guys kind of see where I'm going. Like, I see stories as a non-essential element for video games. Therefore, I don't think anyone should be saying something is game of the year just because the story was great. What about the level design? That's essential to have a good game. What about the audio design, the gameplay, the controls? The controls matter a whole lot because that's directly how you interact with the game. You know what I mean? What about all that shit? That's why I'm sorry. I know you guys will, love that developer, but the Telltale games. I'm sorry, I didn't care to hear that they were going under because I could just watch their shit on YouTube. I don't have to spend $30, $60 to play those types of games. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that some people be like, oh, a Telltale's game is my game of the year. I'm like, how is it your game of the year? You didn't game on it. You watched it. You see what I mean? If 75% of a game was you watching, how are you going to sit here and say that deserves to win over other games where the majority of the time you were playing? That's just not right to me. Yeah, like you could like them, that's fine. I'm not saying I want them to go away. I have no problem with them. Like, I'm not one of those idiots where like, oh, I want it to go away. It's like I'm just not going to buy them. You know what I mean? But I do have a problem with people talking about it's game of the year, best game ever, shit like that. That's when I have a problem. Because, like, it's hardly a game. So that's disrespectful to the other developers who actually put in lots of time and money and dedication to make, these massive fleshed out games and worlds and, spend all this time fine-tuning the gameplay and the controls, making sure everything feels great, working on the camera to make sure the camera's not shit in the game, right? For instance, like, if I'm a dude who worked on Breath of the Wild, and I got beat out by like PUBG or not that was what I was talking about, but yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah, that was a possibility, which was dumb. But if it was like Breath of the Wild and they had like a Telltale's Batman there, and like Batman won, I would feel offended, cause it's like they spent 3 months to make that shit, right? Cause like all they had to do was, of course, do the animations and stuff, but all they had to do was animations and do the button prompts for your dialogue options, right? They didn't really have to focus on level design. They didn't really have to worry about making too big of a world because most of the game, 99% of the game is cinematic. See what I'm saying? So I broke my back making this huge, massive world, doing all these weapons, these cool, unique creatures, that all have different attacks and stuff, right? Working on the physics engine, doing all these collectibles, the shrines, the Korok nuts, and all that shit. And then I get beat out by these guys who made a movie. You see what I mean? Like, that's just not right. That's just not right to me. It's bullshit. Because one person made more of a game than another. Vice versa, let's say it was like movie of the year, a video game shouldn't be winning that shit. It's a video game. It's not in that, you know. But although, I mean, Death Stranding could. Shit, that shit's a fucking movie.
What is your opinion on Joker?
Have you played him?
I played him for like a little bit. I was at Shockwave this week, so I got to see a lot of gameplay.
Oh, yeah. That's right. How'd you do?
I got ninth. I lost to Austin and ESAM for ninth. I lost to first and second.
How the fuck that happened?
Austin lost to Kasoku and went to losers early.
Really?
So my bracket was, I played somebody, I beat Desley 2-0, lost to ESAM, beat Animated Mel and Burr, and then lost to Austin game 3. So it was actually a good bracket for me. I beat some good people, and I took Austin to game 3.
Yeah, you just kind of fought him earlier.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was... Austin killed me with Ness's neutral B at the end, because I had to recover low as Crom, so he just did the whole thing and killed me, and I...
At like 40?
Yeah.
Is that iDubbbz behind me? Wow. Sesame seeds.
You say you're about to...
Are you guys still talking about buns?
You say you're about to play Marth next one?
What, Marth in this game?
Ultimate.
Oh, no, I don't think Marth is good.
You don't think Marth is good?
Shokio's on the Marth train. I think if I would play...
I wholeheartedly believe Marth is good. I think he's really good.
It's not that Marth isn't good, it's that I don't have an incentive to play him instead of Lucina. Like, I don't know, like, I don't see what Marth offers that Lucina doesn't. I understand the like, higher potency of kills, but, like, Lucina's back air is, like, stronger than Marth's tip back air, dude. Like,
is that actually proven? Because I don't think... I
think
could have sworn...
We're gonna let that. I can't believe that until I see it.
I think it's, like, basically the same percent, more or less.
Yeah, because, like...
It's like, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it.
Because I could have sworn Marth actually had better knockback on all his moves, period, if he...
I think back air is an exception, I think.
Maybe. But somebody said something about, in a different chat, that Lucina kills...
Gonna get control of what?
80%, but I've killed somebody with Marth's forward at 70. So.
I mean, depends on, like, character weight and stuff.
Yeah.
Hurricane, that is Lunchables.
Hey, what's up?
Famous Project M player.
Can't say that.
What? Oh shit. Oh, Twitch, please, no.
Oh yeah, you're on.
don't ban me.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll probably have to restart the stream, guys. I have to switch my audio over to the speakers to get off my headset. So yeah. The game control. Oh, what's control? What is that? Yeah, like the best stories are... The best way to do stories is when the story affects the gameplay or the gameplay affects the story. And no, selecting dialogue prompts doesn't count as gameplay affecting the story. But, like, I feel like shit with, like, Nier is a perfect example, right? Like, in Nier, if you kill a certain character, that actually alters the story, right? Shit like that. Like, that's how I like story being implemented and woven into a game.
Pizza. Sorry.
Not just watching shit. What is your favorite Lunchable?
I have to answer chat, man. It's the pizza Lunchables.
You did see that Lunchables commercial, right? The Mike Diva one? The rappers?
No, the only Lunchables commercials I've seen recently are like the Lunchables Uploaded or whatever. That's like their like newer one.
No,
it was like a fake one.
It was a parody.
On YouTube like years ago.
Are you talking about like the rap?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the rap? Yeah.
Okay, I was like, you had to have seen that. It's motherfucking Lunchables.
Okay, you know how I play DDR? They've made a DDR chart to that, and I've played it on DDR before.
Dude, I want to do that.
It's actually really funny.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard that. I've had people make combo videos of me to that song. Yeah, that song is
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
hilarious, yeah.
How was filming for this? Fuck
Bro.
you, Snackster. First, like, what's he mean film for this? Oh, man. What y'all think about that first Game of Thrones episode? Oven pizza greater than Lunchables. Why are you comparing oven pizza to fucking
that's like not the same category.
Lunchables are like $1.50.
Yeah.
Cheaper than that in some places they have that shit on like clearance or sale.
I mean, they'll pay you to buy Lunchables, dude.
That's not even a comparison. That's like saying, oh, gourmet pizza at a restaurant better than like Little Caesars. It's like, dude, yeah, you kind of get what you pay for. Michael, I'm about to ban you for that. I'm about to ban you for that, dude. Yo, what's up, Trigger? How you doing? Actually, I just kind of got back to doing my Q&As. I stopped doing my Q&As for like a good, like, probably a month and a half or something. Can you K-roll F-throw Ebony? Please don't.
For which one's F-throw? Is F-throw the berry throw?
No,
that's down throw.
It's like the light slam.
What is this
Okay.
F-throw?
Yeah, it's that like slam. Where,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of looks painful. Because he, like, bounces them off the floor and shakes and shit.
I think Barry's a terrible mechanic for that game.
I hate it.
It's
I personally
Berrying
hate
is really. I don't really have a strong opinion. I'll just say it's silly.
Eh.
Yeah.
like, come on, bro. We fit trainer.
Wii Fit's jab is fucking. Dude, Wii Fit's entire moveset is fucking hilarious.
It does
Like,
make sense.
it's like, how do you get buried from that? Like, yeah.
My biggest problem with Barry, like, it probably wouldn't be as annoying or silly if it's the moves it's attached to.
I think DK side B's fine.
Yeah, like
that
well, not the range, but
the concept of the move.
Yeah.
Like what he's doing is
it's just like a regular hit type thing.
Yeah.
But like shit like, you know, roller, ZSS down B, where it's like super easy to just kind of like just throw it out and do it. Like that's
DK side B is the only move where I see that and I'm like, okay, I understand why that buried me. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure, like whatever.
Yeah, but then when like you're hitting an Inkling and then like immediately out hit stun just like that, it's just like
Inkling roller
Fuck
doing
off,
berry is definitely like mad triggering.
What's it called?
It'll be fine if there's like massive end lag if it hits your shield or something.
But you've seen the range on DK side bar, right?
No.
It actually extends.
his
beyond
model
where
does
it's-
not need to touch the enemy at all.
Yeah,
Like
it actually extends beyond where
it has this massive disjointed hitbox for no reason. That's my dog. You see my dog before, Marcus?
Hello.
That's Ebony. She just came up to him because
I guess
she knows him.
Make it like a little bit more obvious than I think it's here.
Yeah, she's black. Freaking dark.
Yeah, I mean you just can't see her face. She's like tilted to the side.
Why does my main Ryukin not exist at all anymore? What?
What are you talking about? All they gotta
What's
do-
that sentence mean?
Oh, he's saying that they're awful. Yeah.
I
don't know how bad those characters
people
are.
keep telling me they're really easy to fight against. And sometimes I play them, I just get 2 frame down tilted 50 times into Shoryuken.
You're thinking the stream can see you. Like
They know what I'm doing. I'm kicking my leg, guys.
Yeah.
I'm doing my frame 2 down tilt. I could just fucking
is
spam.
Is it still frame 2?
It's frame 2.
Oh, I know it's frame 2 in Smash 4. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, it's still frame 2. And they just throw it out and
Hit confirming.
hit confirming off of a frame 2 spammable.
I think I remember seeing on Twitter today that if they do that and do their side B, the Tatsu
The
or whatever,
Tatsu.
it goes over Pichu.
Fuck that character, dude. Thoughts on fish? Like as a food? Or like just like as an animal? I think fish are like ugly as hell and like weird ass creatures, but they're delicious.
I grew up with fish as pets and I never understood it. Like I don't understand why
The
you have
appeal.
a fish. What's
Yeah.
up? Yeah, it's like we had like a fish tank and literally all that would happen is that like every few months we'd have one fish that ate all the other fish. And that's all that happened. Like we literally
I'm tired of you
we
motherfuckers!
actually had fish that would just kill the other fish and literally just like dominate the fish tank.
I think fish are just like a decorative type thing.
Yeah, it's like you have it in like a doctor's office and you're like, oh cool. I
Yeah.
guess.
And I don't know if some parents will buy their child fish to like try to like get them train them on being responsible.
Yeah.
Like feed your fish every day type shit. But
It's okay, if this animal dies, there was no emotional attachment. It's not like a dog. Haha.
ask him after I don't know. Is Wolf a hard counter to the Belmonts? No. You know who is
How
though?
long are your friends' fingernails?
Is Sheik.
Okay, so
Very short, not very long.
So I've been theory crafting. I actually personally believe that Joker is a hard counter to Snake.
Okay, why is that?
Because the way Snake's kit works would heavily feed his persona.
I was hearing that with
I don't
Olimar as
think the-
well, because like if
I don't
Olimar
think the
latches
Belmonts
onto
suck.
him and he does his counter or whatever, like each of the Pikmin like pummels will like give him persona. and stuff
Oh
like
shit! I
that.
didn't
Yeah,
think
like
about
because
that.
and then if Snake tries to recover high, he can just grapple him down, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Ooh.
I think the Belmonts are perfectly fine characters. Like
The Belmonts are amazing because they do really good against Olimar, and that's all you need. And they exist,
you just need one
they
character to
exist
fuck Olimar.
to fight Olimar, and for that purpose, I love them. The Belmonts are just an anime version of Olimar. It's Olimar if he was a cool anime guy.
It's like, don't get me wrong, Belmonts could be annoying. Like, what zoner wouldn't be annoying? But I still think they're perfectly fine characters because once you touch them, they get bodied. Like, their disadvantage state is bad, and the recovery is very easy to like just deal with.
Yeah,
So
and also like Snake wouldn't be able to edge guard him with Nikita. He'll just eat it. And then grenades, the last he'll just eat it. Like he'll just have
Couldn't
like
you
Persona
also make
all
the
day.
same argument that like Snake could put a grenade down and then Joker can't up B because he'll like take the grenade and then fall and die or whatever. I've been seeing people do that with some projectiles. Because like Joker will like take the up B, like with his whip or whatever, and then he'll just like fall.
But I mean, but that scenario would be more situational
I
compared
want
to
to
what
lap
Joker
that
would
with the
do
Snake.
towards Snake.
Maybe I'd have to see it.
What's the hate with Olimar? Have you not seen Olimar tourney play?
I would just feel like Snake would be forced to actually use.
You run away and you throw plant people
instead
on
of trying
people
to
the entire
lay him out
time.
with projectiles, because he would just give him arson all day. Because like one
Yo,
grenade
what's up,
blast gives
Almighty?
him
How
like
you doing,
a third
dude?
of a gauge.
Yeah, Arson's definitely pretty insane. I don't know how good I'd say Joker without Arson is, but like he's definitely like an actual like pretty big threat when he has his persona out.
I feel like he's an okay character without Arsene. And then once he gets Arsene, he becomes a great character.
Yeah,
Arson, when he has his persona, his backer becomes a DLC move.
Yeah. Yeah, I've killed people at like 60 with that pretty consistently, or even like from 50. No, one time it was like from 40. Yeah, and like I back aired him.
and he died at like.
And he died at like 60 something, yeah. I was like, holy shit. Stage builder with Shokio face. I don't know, I'm not.
I know what I'm doing when I go home.
I don't have my artistic prowess I used to have. I wish I did. I used to be able to draw and shit, but I'm fucking trash now, dude. I need to go home and probably get some other pictures, although they're kind of ruined. I mean, back when Brawl came out, I drew this picture of the entire Brawl roster, and I like shaded it and everything. And that was like back in 9th grade, and it looked
And
amazing.
you put it on your fridge like a macaroni drawing.
No.
And you're like, look, Mom, look what I drew.
I kept it in my room, but when I moved out, my nephew fucking
Also, yes, I did see the climax stage. That shit's mad funny.
crumbled it.
Stage builder is like the best thing to happen to Ultimate.
Like-
that is going to be an endless meme
I
creator.
tested it out. Once I saw the penis move, I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't expect that.
Literally, anytime a meme gets popular, it'll be remade through Ultimate, and it's gonna be amazing. It's literally like endless memes. It's great.
I also drew this picture of Travis, but that kind of got crumbled up and ruined too. I don't know why my nephew just went into my room and fucked it all my shit. I also lost like half of my Wii collection, which was great, and some of my PS3 games. But guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop on some Ultimate here.
Speaking of PS3 games, random question, I guess. Do you have the Persona 3 port on PS3?
The only Persona game I have is 5.
Okay.
The
'Cause
first
I was
one
gonna
I
say I want to start playing the Persona series, and I want to start with 3 and work my way up. And I was told to play the PS3 port. So
What's the difference?
I think it's you can control your party members. In the original Persona 3, you can't on PS2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Someone
Yeah.
told me about that. Alright, guys. So YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and go off. If you guys want to still stick around, just go ahead and hop over to my Twitch. For everybody on Twitch, I will have to restart the stream real quick here. I'm not going anywhere. Oh shit, I'm posting that in the wrong chat. I will be right back. So I have like 56 people on Twitch. When I come back, there should be more than 56 because YouTube guys should be coming over. I'm restarting my XSplit real fast. Stick around.
To
Okay?
answer whoever asked, yes, I like Lucina.
Okay. For everyone else on YouTube who's gonna dip, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you guys next week on the next Q&A. Once I get my schedule, I'll let you guys know which day I'll be doing my next one.